The final victory of the Leicester Tigers broke the hearts of the Conahuts. A thrilling cup match with some wild shifts in momentum and a brilliantly dramatic finish as Leicester completed a stunning comeback with the final play of the game. Fittingly, it was one of their replacements, the giant Tongan wing Hosea Samaki, who landed the decisive blow, because it was the impact of the Tigers bench that was decisive, helping them to score 19 unanswered points in the final 25 minutes. It was a tense, drawn-out finale, as referee Matthew Raynall had to run to the far end of the pitch from where the try had been scored to watch the replays and confirm that John Porch's last-ditch tackle had not forced Samaki's right boot to brush the touchline in the act of scoring. As Raynall ran back to award the try, the only people in the stadium celebrating were on the Tigers bench and their support staff. COVID regulations meant that there were no traveling fans. Conahuts captain Jack Carty remonstrated with Raynall and some Conahuts supporters booed. Later in the evening, Bundy Aki took to social media to apologize to Raynall for questioning his eyesight. The suspicion remains that Conahuts' anger was mainly born out of frustration at themselves. A half an hour earlier they had their 4-try bonus point and appeared to have one foot in the knockout stages. Then, they stopped playing. They now face a trip to Stade Francais next Sunday, probably needing a win to maintain their interest in the competition. Conahuts coach Andy Friend had no gripe with the match officials. His main disappointment was with his team's deceleration in the final quarter. "I probably can't think of a more disappointing loss," Friend said. "Oh, so close, but not the win in the end. You must pay compliments to Leicester. They never give up, they keep coming. We knew it was coming, we just made too many errors. We stopped playing, trying to protect the lead. We just talked about it in the shed. The reason we got the lead was because we played the brand of footy we'd been training all year. It's a tough one to take." Conahuts' first major achievement was in overcoming a disastrous start. Given the way that Leicester had out-scrummaged them at Welford Road, it was essential to deprive the visitors any attacking set pieces early on. But handling errors by Conahuts' back three invited Leicester into the game. Matt Healy's spillage handed them a scrum that became a corner lineout, and Conahuts were penalized for going early, which in turn became a try for Joe Hayes, courtesy of a well-worked play at the front. Porch's failure to trap a bobbling ball then presented the Tigers with another scrum in Conahuts' third. Conahuts held it together under enormous pressure, but the crack in their defense came elsewhere, and Freddie Burns floated a lovely cross kick for Keane Miramirivalu. He gathered with no green shirts for company as Porch, his opposite number, had been sucked infield. Allowed a few meters to build momentum, the Fijian was unstoppable. With Carty missing a regulation penalty from 35 meters, Conahuts were struggling desperately to assert themselves. Their invitation to do so came from Ollie Chesham, who showed poor game awareness by picking the ball up in an offside position. Conahuts went to the corner and survived the Tigers' attempts to kill them all before going open, where Healy's pass sent O'Halloran in under the post. Further Leicester indiscipline meant that Conahuts enjoyed more time in attack, and eventually it told as Cian Prendergast scored their try after some clever handling by Aki. 10 minutes into the second half it was looking like Leicester were wilting. After Tommy Reffell was sent to the sin bin for persistent offsides, they conceded 14 points. First, Kieran Marmion wriggled over to the short side after clever line-out play involving Prendergast and Connor Oliver at the tail. The sports ground was hopping. The noise then went up a notch minutes later as another clever launch play sent Porch up the right wing, and his chip set up another attacking lineout. Carty dipped into the playbook once again and released Porch with wonderfully quick hands, and the wing sent O'Halloran over for his second. That was the bonus secured. Did Conahuts relax? Certainly. Friend noted that their further scoring opportunities, while Leicester were one down. The spark for Leicester's revival was provided by Dan Kelly, who played a key role in setting up Miramirivalu for his second with a line break from inside his own half. Freddie Stewart played his part, too, with a wonderful pickup off of his bootlaces. With Jasper Wiese continuing to carry a mountain of ball, Leicester gradually built momentum. Miramirivalu departed, but he was replaced by an equally ominous presence in Samaki. By then Conahuts were kicking long and rarely chasing with any conviction. It seemed like a time to be playing possession and frustrating their opponent. Instead, Leicester were winning the territorial battle, and they had their reward, and Charlie Clare was mauled over in the 72nd minute. Then came Samaki's late thrust. It was a tough way to lose, but perhaps an important lesson for a team on an upwards trajectory. Dar manned Jasper Wiese. Scorers: Conahuts, tries O'Halloran 2, Prendergast, Marmion. Cons Carty 4. Leicester Tigers, tries Hayes, Miramirivalu 2, Clare, Samaki. Cons Burns 2. Conahuts T. O'Halloran, J. Porch, S. Arnold, B. Aki, M. Healy, J. Carty, K. Marmion, M. Burke, S. Delahant, F. Bealham, O. Dowling, N. Murray, C. Prendergast, C. Oliver, J. Butler. Leicester B. Hegarty, F. Stewart, M. Scott, J. P. Socino, K. Miramirivalu, F. Burns, R. Wigglesworth, E. Genge, N. Dolly, J. Hayes, H. Wells, C. Green, O. Chesham, T. Ref. Fell, J. Wees.